Hey y'all, welcome to Talk Me Through It podcast, the space where we slow down, get honest, and talk through the parts of life we usually keep in the dark. I'm your host Marie, and today's episode is one that's been sitting very heavy on my spirit. We're going to be asking a real question today, guys. Was it love or were we just lonely? And of course, this is for men and women, so chime in, leave comments, again, share with friends. But let's talk about it. You ever find yourself thinking about someone from your past, maybe a situationship, an ex, or a fling, and for a second you miss it? You think, dang, maybe I really loved that person. We had good times together. Y'all was vibing. Everything was just good. And you think, like, maybe I really did love them. But the more you really sit with it, the more you realize that maybe it wasn't love. Maybe you were just lonely. Hell, maybe I was just lonely. And that's not an easy thing to admit, of course. But here's what I've learned over the years: loneliness will trick you into accepting crumbs and call it a feast. It'll have you clinging on to people who gave you just enough to feel something. And of course, we all want more than that. They'll give you something, but it's never enough to feel safe. We think we're falling in love, but really, we're just falling to something that seems familiar. We fall into the fact that we have attention and to anything that feels better than being alone. And I think that a lot of us can relate to that in this generation. A lot of us get into relationships, situationships, lead people on because we don't want to feel lonely. But let me tell y'all a story. Let's have a story time about when I thought I was in love or it was love. I swore it was love, y'all. This person came into my life at a moment when I was honestly just tired. Tired of being single, tired of being, misunderstood, tired of life alone. They showed up with good energy. They were consistent with the texts and with the late night conversations, with the FaceTiming, with the showing up. And I thought, okay, maybe this is it. Y'all, looking back, it wasn't even that deep. Like, we never even really talked about the real stuff in life. They didn't even know me. And honestly, I didn't even let them know me because I was just too busy trying to play the role of the version that I thought they wanted. You know, living in that moment type situation. And when it ended, it hurt. But mostly because I was going back to being alone. Not because I lost something real. It was never real. And I knew it. You knew it too. And that right there, that was the difference. I wasn't grieving love. I was grieving distraction. The fact that I wouldn't have anyone to distract me that, from the fact that I'm I'm not alone anymore, or the loneliness, that feeling of just feeling empty, not having somebody. I didn't have that distraction anymore. So I was grieving that. And again, I'm sure we all can relate. So I want us to do something together. I want you to really think about your last relationship or situation and ask yourself, did you feel safe? Did you feel seen with this person? Did they make you feel like they were trustworthy? Or did y'all just share time together when y'all could? Did y'all grow in any kind of way? Or did you lose yourself trying to keep them? One thing we have to realize is that love, when it comes in your life and it's genuine, it adds peace to your life, even when it's imperfect. And loneliness, it just adds noise, unnecessary noise. Things that's temporary, loudness. It could be exciting. I'm not gonna doubt that. But it also just comes with so much chaos. In my opinion, here's just how you know that it was loneliness from the jump. You seem to confuse consistency with care. You're always anxious more than you are happy. Who wants to go on like that? You had to convince yourself that they were enough, knowing that they wasn't, knowing that you had every thought in the back of your mind. This person was not good for you. And you knew it, just like I knew it. You created fantasies in your head that they never even lived up to, never wanted to live up to, never had it in their plan to live up to those fantasies that we create in our head for them. Isn't that something? But if it was love, y'all, you will always feel safe. You will always feel comfortable enough to be soft. Even you men, you will have it in your heart to where you can be comfortable with this person and soft enough as a man to bring out that side around this woman. And women, you will feel soft enough to be more feminine around this man if it was love. You would be seen and heard, and that would be a mutual effort and not just, you overextending or one sided. And even if it ended, you can still recognize that the value of the situation or the relationship was worth it, right? Sometimes what we call love was just a temporary fix for a deeper ache. Sit with that. So what now? Ask yourself, what now? After that situation, what now? Here's the thing though. Just because it wasn't love doesn't mean it didn't matter. Even the lonely moments taught you something, right? And I want you to inbox me, drop a comment, tell me, what did it teach you? What did it teach you? And now you're more self-aware, right? Now you know what to ask yourself moving forward. Now you can walk into new connections or situationships or relationships, and you ask yourself before even thinking you want to move forward with this person, do you really want this person? Or do I just really, want to not feel alone at this moment? Those are questions we should ask ourselves before moving forward. And if the answer is the second one, which is you just don't want to feel alone right now, it's okay. But name it, honor it, be truthful. And don't build your heart around it. Because when we move from loneliness, y'all, we settle. We settle. But when we move from love, especially self-love, we choose better. Always choose from self-love. Always try to go into things with pure intentions. But we're going to close this episode, y'all. And I hope it gave you something to think about. So the next time you feel yourself, spiraling from someone in your past, pause and ask, was that really love? Or was I just lonely? Why am I just feeling lonely right now? That's why I'm thinking about this person. And be honest with yourself. No judgment, just truth. No judgment, just truth. On the next episode, it'll be one of my very close family members attending. And we'll be talking about life, growing, motherhood, and it's going to be spicy, y'all. And a little uncomfortable, but that's how we grow, right? If this episode spoke to you, share it with somebody. Send me a DM, leave a rating or comment. It helps more people find these conversations. Again, this is Marie with Talk Me Through It podcast. I'm proud of you for showing up for yourself today, and I'll see you next time.